Welcome back, folks. It's the Galorants Yuletide Brawl, and we're into the first semifinal of our playoffs. I'm Mimi, back with Sajadine, and it's map 2 of Ethereal versus Eggdogs Eggnog.
Dogs, Eggnogs. We are on Ascent this time around. I'm excited. I didn't cast much yesterday, but I think I cast all. No, that's not true. I casted a Haven game, but I was like so much bind.
Yeah, I had three bind
Ascent.
games yesterday too. It's all bind all the time here at Galorants, but finally something that's mixing it up. And I'm super excited for this matchup. Eggdog Eggnogs, they lost out on the first one. Ethereal picked up their map choice, but now Eggdog Eggnogs, they chose into this. And I mean, we haven't seen this full team here before, or at least I haven't seen this full team on Ascent before. But I've seen some of the individual performers. I can think of some awesome Lin clips from this one. I can think of a lot of moments from a lot of these players on this map. So I think we're going to see some great stuff here. And I'm excited to see how it changes up into this one.
Are we all thinking about that awesome Guardian clip?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
I love the Guardian. And when I saw that, oh my goodness.
It just warms your heart.
Exactly. I mean, I thought of something that was a little more inappropriate, but you know what I mean. It was so good. I'm sure we have that clip somewhere, either in our Discord or shared to our socials. I need to channel that energy every time I have the Guardian. That's all I'm saying. It's so good.
Yeah. And this matchup, it's going to be exciting, and it's an important one too, because Eggnog sitting down in the series, they have to win this one, and then they're going to have, if they want a chance into the finals, they got to reverse sweep, they got to pull it through onto Haven, our decider, and I really hope this series goes the whole way, because I think these teams are both really fantastic, and well, I'd have to edge Ethereal out in favor. I don't think Eggnogs is out of this in any way.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like Ethereal, a very strong team. I have seen some of these girls all as well perform, especially in Galley, and they are just so clean and so on top of their game. And I'm very just excited to see some good matchups and lineups. I always take it as a learning experience, watching and casting these girls, trying to figure out, what can I implement into my gameplay and make myself be better and just as good. But I'm excited, and I do love this map, Ascent. And I'm curious to see what kind of picks and bans are going to happen here. Or not picks, or not bans. Are you excited? Do you think that would be a thing? Yeah. Do you think that I mean, I expect it to be a thing maybe down the road, agent bans on competitive?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it'll become a thing in like ranked, but I think in like more like pro level events or like even like tier 2, tier 3 stuff, it might become a thing down the road. But I think that's still far away. The thing that's most similar that I would think would be Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that game, but they for the longest time had a very small cast of agents similar, or operators in that game, similar to what we have in VALORANT right now. But as the game grew, I think it took like 2 or 3 years. Then they implemented it in Pro League. And then they brought it into the main game. And I think the system implemented well because it gives a lot more tactical decisions into it. And I think that for like a professional environment or for like a tournament environment, being able to kind of have more options to strategize around is always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, while we're not there yet, but I'm just excited to see, where competitive VALORANT and how it cements itself within like the esports atmosphere and what they plan to do. So I love like theory craft all of that stuff. But in the meantime, I do believe we're just waiting up a little bit as far as before we get this lobby going. There is a substitution right now for anybody following Team Eggnogs. Serendipitovs is gonna sit out for this one, and Junifor will be taking her place. So just for anybody out there that follows that team, I do believe there's going to be a bit in chat. They do enjoy spamming the little Eggdog emo. It's so cute. But just to let you all know and be, make sure you're all aware.
And I'm excited to see what Juna can bring into this one, because we saw her substitute in for a lot of the games in the groups yesterday. And I believe she was in on one of the ones I casted yesterday in the playoffs. So she's really a great fragger, and I think brings a lot to the team. And who was it that we had stepping out? It's Serendipitov stepping out. She was also filling that same role really well. But I think being able to kind of switch between when maybe it's not working so well, there's internet issues. I know that can be a problem for Serendipitas, which is probably why we're having the substitution.
Right.
But I want to see if this is going to change anything coming into Ascent. It looks like the lobby is starting up right now, so I'm kind of interested. Do you think we're going to see much different in terms of agents from this one? I'm guessing both teams are going to drop the raise, but I want to see what we see in set. Ellie, she actually insta-locked.
I love how you say, as soon as you say that, they're like, insta-lock, just kidding. I mean, with her showing on the last map, getting 3 kills from paint shells alone.
Yeah.
I can understand. I mean, I've played a lot of Raze on this map. She does have some really good boombot spots that gives so much information, even just from like, from B halls, clearing out all of B main outside, like where the newsstand is and whatnot. But it looks like the picks are pretty similar as far as agents go.
Yeah, they switched out the cipher for the Killjoy for Eggnogs, which I think both are great on this map. And we don't normally see Clefairy play a lot of Killjoy. I think she sometimes picks up both on this map. It kind of depends. So I want to see how they use that one, especially if there's a lot of like with the verticality with a lot of walls you can put a turret on for like flank turrets and the like. It's nice, always nice on this map. But to start off here, it's Ethereal on the defense, and we saw them start out attacking in the last one, so I want to see if this changes anything. They seem to be a lot slower in their defenses, a lot more measured, whereas Eggnogs were oftentimes going for those double peaks, going for early picks and aggression.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like right now the rest of Eggdogs are not even going to do any split. They're trying to probably fully commit onto one site. All 5 of them sitting onto is like a 5-woman A main rush. Let's take a pick.
They're doing this triple duelist setup again, so I think they're gonna be in a pretty good situation. And they were the ones to pick attacker's side, and yeah, they're showing why that's working well. Lynn gets the first, and that's already site control going their way.
Yeah, unfortunately, Poneve tried to see if she could trade her turret's life for someone else, but did not win that pistol battle in the meantime. And Spike does now go down. There we go. Ellie managed to find her first current paint shell kill of the game. First round in. Zozie in the meantime trying to even things out for the rest of her team. Takes out 2. Emily another, and now Itnothan all on her lonesome has to defend that Spike.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, good pick. They tried to time it as a 2v1, but just not enough. Is she gonna get spotted? Almost. There it is. Emily with that right click. Classic to the face. Barely enough time to defuse, but still enough. That's gonna be a point for Ethereal.
Yeah, that's tough for Itnothan there. She was just barely showing before her teleportation. I think she had a lot better chance should she have gotten away with that with only 2 seconds having to be killed. But that was just a really good retake from Ethereal. They lost out to both of the 2 opening picks. They were down 3 on 5, and they pulled it all the way back. Although those dead teammates did get some good damage off that helped out. But I think that's a really strong showing for their retake capability. And now it's going to be a bit of a buy up from them. We saw them picking up a lot of the pistol rounds in the first game, so that's not necessarily an outcome that I don't expect to see, but with those opening picks, it was a little bit out of the ordinary. They should be able to pick this one up too, and are likely looking at a 2-0 scoreline, but there is some investment. Lynn has that stinger, and they're looking towards the B side of things.
That's an even bigger buy. I'm seeing a bulldog already in this round. Wow.
Yeah, and they all
hoping to get a kill for that. Yeah. Lynn takes out 1, but Rush picks up another, evening everything out as the Spike is down, and they're gonna try to get that plant, but not enough. Sandwich killing back and forth, but Emily takes out Ellie, and Itnothan once again on her lonesome, left to do a battle not in her favor, and eventually gets taken out with the Spike.
That's a tough one, and that's going to hurt their economy too. They all forced in on those stingers, and I would have liked to see them pick up the pace just a little bit more with those stingers. The run and gun potential, even when you're against other SMGs, just being able to run straight into someone's face and take a fight with really good accuracy is really where the Stinger's strength comes in. It's kind of a one and done weapon with only 20 bullets in the mag. So a bit of an unfortunate outcome for them. And now it's going to be another light buy. They're just, it feels like they're playing Spike Rush. Now it's all Sheriffs. Before it was all Stingers.
It's all Sheriff, I know. And that economy awareness that Ethereal has, they're just going to sit on the bonus, still holding on to their, and it's still an advantage for them. SMG full armor versus Sheriff. I mean, I guess it depends on that aim. An easy, quick headshot with a Sheriff, then sure.
I don't know if I'd give them the advantage, honestly. We've seen some crazy stuff with the really precision weapons from Eggnog from a lot of their players, so it's gonna depend if they can recreate it. That's not the start they want. Flowerful takes one, and they're still just kind of poking all around the map, looking for a pick, looking for an opportunity.
Oh my goodness, they tried to do a trade, but not enough Flowerful. Triple kill on her with the overheal as well. Her Empress is now online. And they also have spike control. They're just going to sit on top of it. While Lynn and Ellie tries to see if they can do some damage. Well, Lynn's going to run into two of the players here, but still gets killed from the flank. Powerful 4K on her. Ends that round 3-0 for Ethereal.
I just want to see an ace. We've had so many 4Ks already this year. I think that's like the third or fourth in just the first two maps of the series. So let's get an ace in here. Let's just like have someone completely fiend for it. But Emily, she has that operator up and ready to go, and Lynn does too. So we're going to see this initial battle in mid, and I think whoever wins this initial fight probably going to decide the round, or at least put their team in a great spot. Both these Jets, just Jet versus Jet, have the Blade Storm, have the operator. It's the quintessential Jet fight you want to see. She's going to peek into it, loses it out. That's a hard start for them. Losing 5,000 credits and one of their best players within a second. Oof.
You should run.
Yeah. And that lockdown is now in play as they try to see if they can open up B site. In the meantime, Emily sitting on that molly. I don't think she realized like how deep on it she was. She
got detained too.
HP. Oh my goodness. Well, that's an operator that she's gonna have to try to save with low HP, but eventually Eggnogs are gonna make their way onto site. They will get that spike down. Emily, despite being low HP, on that operator, trying to see if she can get someone on the back.
Planted.
Eggnogs already. 2 people left. Such a disadvantage as they try to hold this retake. Not enough. Pong de Bay finishes out the round, and they are going to get that diffuse, and this is going to be 4 points on the board for Ethereal.
That's really tough if you're an Eggnog fan. I called it right at the beginning. Whichever Jet won that fight probably won their team the round, and unfortunately for Eggnog, it was Ethereal. Emily, she took the pick, and now their money's going to just keep compounding, especially a flawless round. They don't even have to invest anything here. They're going to keep building that bank and keep building this momentum. And for the side of Eggnogs, it's just going to have to be the save. I'd like to see them try this A site again. It worked well in the pistol round, and while the Killjoy is there, I think if they just pick fights and win them, which they're good at when they have the opportunity to just have heads-up gunfights, that might be a way forward. But again, it's kind of this slower mid-control play with people kind of just poking around everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And just looks like the rest of Eggnogs are taking it a little bit slow. They're converging onto middle. It does look like they would like to try and see if they can make some presence zone attack, but Flowerful shuts it down, taking out It Not Han on the opening. Killjoy utility already doing its work as well. Flowerful with another. She still has that Empress to play with. I don't think she's going to opt to waste it here, but you'll never know. I mean, Eggnogs just struggling to get their way onto site, having to push through all of this utility and Flowerful as well. Juniper finally picks it up, and Spike does go down despite taking a little bit of damage from the shock bolt. Once again, Ellie on her lonesome, trying to see if she can hold off any defuse attempt.
Did she ult? I heard that you should run. Wait.
I heard it too.
How did she?
But no, I heard it too. But
she has 5 out of 7 points. How? What?
You know what? I think that happens sometimes. I'm not sure what spells trigger it, but I've had a VOD that had that happen as well.
Spells? Are we playing Dota?
No. Utilities? I could be.
It's possible. Yeah. Well, that kind of set me on a loop there. But in terms
threw
of
me off
ultimates,
too,
while
'cause
we're
I
on
was
the
like,
subject, yeah, I just like got completely distracted by that. I didn't think she even had it. But in terms of ultimates, there's a lot available for the defense, and same to be said for Eggdog, Eggnog. One of those being used right away. Hunter's Fury. It's not going to get anything. Doesn't even get a tag. Unfortunate for a rush. I feel like these Sova ults from her haven't been too impactful yet this series. I don't know. I think that maybe saving them a little more. She's going for like these opening picks, which isn't necessarily a bad idea. But on defense, I feel like kind of holding on to it for more of a retake or to stop a rush is a bit more powerful. But to each their own, I suppose. Now it's run it back for Junifor to enter the site.
It takes it in with the paranoia as well, but she might find... Nope, does not. She does spot the information as far as like where Ellie is in the back, but... Clefairy eventually does find her. If not, Han takes out another, and that spike is finally going to go down. Numbers advantage to Eggnogs here.
Emily just has an operator here.
Ooh, not enough. Point on the board for Eggnogs.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate that they lost op there, but the money's still great for them. Pretty much everyone is near maxed out, so full reinvestment available. And Lynn, I like this. She's gonna do like the sneaky thing where she hops on top of the box and peeks it. And if she wins this gunfight against Emily, that means Emily, unless they recover it, probably won't have an op into the next unless Ponda buys one over, and could set them in a good direction for this round. Eggnog, this is a map they need, and they need to start building some rounds on this attacker's side. Let's start here, and this pick is going to be vital.
She does it! Got legged so hard, and morale boost much needed for Eggdogs taking out that operator. And look at how the aggressive push when she is down, where Ellie and It Not Han have already played themselves. They are already sitting over in market. But Ponda Bay on the flank, though, they have to be a little careful about that. Now they're going to make their way onto site with the lockdown from Clefairy. Trying to see if they can make something happen. Oh, but look at where It Not Han is with that teleport. Or I'm sorry, Zozie is with that teleport. Manages to put 2 of her team onto CT. They want to get that spike down.
There is the lockdown into the retake here, and while they're disadvantaged in terms of manpower, they have that ultimate available, and that could be the difference maker if they elect to use it. Pushing for A main, and they're just looking for some information here. Some opportunity in the lockdown will be deployed. They just need to wait, push these defenders off the site, and get an opportunity. But Lynn flanks, takes it. She doesn't get a kill, but she destroys the lockdown, which is big. Flowerful in for another. It's actually a 3-on-2. They've turned this into an advantage, make that just 1. Juna's actually in for both. It's a 1 versus 1, but she has absolutely no HP. Zozie taps it, peeking, but she wins it. 6th round, and that's so close. But pulling that ahead for Ethereal means that they're going to keep building a lead here.
That was such a strong retake for Ethereal. They're gonna get that operator too. They were a woman down on the retake, and that lockdown, not even having to burn the Empress, the lockdown alone was enough to kind of, I wouldn't say confuse, but like disperse whatever post-plant positions Eggnogs had, and it just kind of left them a little frazzled as far as what to do and where to commit, especially not knowing where Zozie was after using From the Shadows, placing herself onto CT side as well.
Yeah, and Lynn, she had to go and get rid of that lockdown right away, and she got that. She traded her life for the lockdown instead of her life for a kill. If she had gotten one there, they probably could have converted that, but instead it was just that ult pulling it through, and now it's just it's a light buy, and they're actually all electing to move up catwalk here.
Oh, Flower, well, look at that position. Manages to open it up with 1 and another through the smoke. Dirty as Ponda Bay finds one for herself on the other side. Make that even, but Flowerful says, I can finish this off. Triple kill for her. Flawless round for Ethereal.
Yeah, and that's just an absolute eco bash. They just slammed them because they just didn't have guns. And I mean, 7-1 now for Ethereal. They are looking so good here. And this is Eggnog's last chance. This is their map pick. They need this. And I think if they're gonna try and start mounting a comeback, defense is the side that they're gonna need to do that. And it's a side that's generally a little more favored on Ascent, but they're still gonna need more than one round. And with the economy, it's okay, and they're gonna have weapons into this one, but it's one that they really need to win.
Yeah. It's a combination of game pressure, knowing that you need to get some of these rounds to make that climb easier after the half, and at the same time that mental battle, the fatigue that you get every time you lose a round, one right after the other. And in competitive play, when a lot of people are close caliber as far as their abilities and their skills go, that's kind of how you just win or lose the battle. Zozy,
One enemy remaining.
all the information that she gets from the recon bolt manages to pick up so much kills. Quick round once again. Hondabe finishes it off. That's 8-1 for Ethereal.
Yeah, that round just went away in a flash. You were still finishing your thought before they were just completely all dead. That recon bolt from Rush really was so impactful there. As Zozy, she got one and then managed to spray one through the wall, kill him, spray a second through the wall, knock him down to practically 1 HP, and then kill another with a classic. And they bunched up and got slaughtered. And I've noticed that Eggnog, they never really play a Sova. I don't think I've ever seen them play a Sova. And I was showing the power of that character, and I feel like maybe trying it at some point might be good for them. But now they're dashing in quick to this A site. Killjoy lockdown is deployed, and they should be able to get this Unifor. They're putting everything into this. A run it back up. Hondabe does get the opening pick onto Lin, but is traded through by Ellie. Spike is deployed. But there is a Blade Storm. Yeah, absolutely every ult getting traded through this one. And this should hopefully be a round that they can get, one that they need to get. But the retakes onto this A site have been so strong. Look at this utility use, it's just delaying, just slowing any possibility of getting back in.
Flowerful trying to attempt to spray everything, but Clefairy and Itnahan both sitting in hell, either side, trying to see if they can hold something here. Oh no! Oh, okay, that spike is going to go as they keep trying to do the trades. Junifor finally finishes it out. Oh, Clefairy has to eat the spike explosion at the same time. But they'll take it. They get a point for themselves, Eggnogs.
Yes.
That round just felt like desperation. They were throwing every single bit of their money at it. They were throwing every single ultimate at it. They know they need some more rounds, and they did what they had to do to get it out. But still, the money is still there for Ethereal. They've built up such a bank that it's going to be hard to knock this down. So this is going to be a round that they should absolutely get. They need to pull this momentum into the half. And they need to keep this up. I like that just aggressive A push. And they're again going for this mid play, which has shown promise in the past. 4 already up towards market.
Zozy has to place herself into B hall, so she wasn't even expecting. Oh no, but Flowerful on the flank already spots one. Emily with another for herself, and Eggdog's just trying to even out the bodies in the meantime, but it takes forever before Flowerful finally gets taken out. And it looks like it's all up to Junifor to see if she can make something happen. No, she does not, and she's gonna have to Hail Mary this a little bit here. And they know where she is. That recon bolt, but it's taking a lot to kill her right now. They're playing it careful. They don't want to give her those 1v1s. But Rush finally, with a triple kill, closes it out. And that's 9-2 for Ethereal.
I felt like that was a little misguided what they did there, because they made noise towards B and B market. So you have to assume then that the A defenders are going to start to make their way over and say that they were playing for retake, which they often have on that B side. That would mean they're pushing back. And that's like almost the worst place that you can push in that situation, because you're just walking into a pre-built crossfire. Even if there's only 2 players there to defend against 4, you have to look both ways, and unless you just explode out and win your fights right away, you're at such a massive disadvantage that's pretty much exactly what you'd expect to see when you're rushing into a crossfire of that type. The money's not great, and again, Rush is going for an early Hunter's Fury, which is not going to net her anything, but Flowerful does get a kill onto Ellie. 9-3 is looking less and less likely, and they might even hit double digits. Flowerful has another, make it 3.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe she'll actually get an ace this time. She's had so many 3Ks thus far in that catwalk position.
I mean, if this is the time to be greedy about it, right? And a 9-2, there you go. Oh. See, they pinged it for her right here.
Come on, give it to her.
Hunt it down. Let's see that ace. Yeah, she's hunting. All right, they told her where it is. Honda Bay's like, I'm falling back. You can have it.
They're baiting
She's
for it
baiting
so
herself.
Oh, there it is.
Flowerful finally gets her ace.
Switching sides.
You love to see it. It's a 10-2 half, and Eggnogs, this is a tall task for them to pull it off. Single elimination, and their last chance is, well, they have to win 11. 11. I can do math. Whoa, that's great. And only 3 to be found.
One of us needs to.
Ethereal. Yeah, we can like divide our 2 brain cells together to figure out how many rounds there are. Oh.
See, I already got confused with the math. So I will move on. I'm just like, math? What?
What is that?
Look
at this 4B
What
setup,
is
though,
that?
From Eggnog. And I mean, Ethereal, they're playing right into this. So good chance in the pistol with how many are stacked up there, but they still have to win the fights.
This is going to be the bloodbath pistol round I'm expecting. We're seeing frenzies and some armor going out already. Emily tries to open it up, but Eggnog managed to take the trade. Lynn on the back.
Oh, the Spike's on site
as well. And Spike is on site, as he said. But Flowerful and Rush grab some for themselves. 3v1. Now it gets a little bit harder. Zozie with that pretty purple ghost. I see, maybe she can make something happen. I think she heard that on the flank. It does find Clefairy. 2v1, very possible still. They need to play this together. And now they don't know. Oh.
One enemy remains.
Oh, there it is. 1v1s once again. She finds one.
Oh,
but not enough. Then triple kill. Closes out the round, secures a point for Eggnogs at the half.
3 rounds now for them, and I feel like we're gonna see Ethereal force into this one and try and just take economic advantage and try and shut Eggdog down. They didn't get many picks, but they are putting a little money into this one at least. Honda Bear on the ghost, but not a whole ton else. Lynn with that 3K. We see a lot of these kind of early rounds. I'd like to see her try and just like build up to get that Blade Storm early, because they can't concede many rounds. And say they do have to go to an eco, that would be the thing that they're going to need to win a round when they are disadvantaged. So we're really going to need to see some individuals pop off from Eggnogs, and just to continue this team play for this comeback to be a possibility. For Ethereal, they're up mid, and they're going to walk right into some of this Killjoy utility as they look at least to attempt mid control.
And there they go. They try to push their way through, but Lynn already on the flank from B, trying to see if she can make a sandwich crossfire of herself. But the rest of Ethereal battling it out over on mid and trees. Junifor so far winning it for her team. And I was going to say Rush is left to her lonesome, but before I could even finish that sentence, Lynn does make that flank come to fruition, finds a kill. That's 4 points for Eggnogs now.
With how far down they are right now, those are rounds you absolutely need to see. And as I would expect, they are going to continue to force into this. They cannot afford to drop another round, at least until they get this gap just a little bit smaller. Because one round, if their economy ever gets broken, from here on out, they're in such a bad situation. Lynn has the operator, and she's going to peek A main, which is exactly where they're going to walk into. We need to see Lynn.
This is going to be scary.
Oh,
she hears
no.
that jump.
There it is.
Takes one, falls back. I love it. Just fall back as far away as you can. The rest of the team seems to still want to be committing, and she eventually does pick up another based on that repositioning that she has. Make that a triple. Is she looking for an ace of her own?
Give it to her.
Give it to her. Well, maybe they
She's
should
a
play a little
brainstorm.
safer.
No reason
She
to.
does.
Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can quite as much afford to like bunny hop into and bait for her as the ethereal counterparts could last round.
Exactly.
Down so bad.
She
They need
is
to play this
pushing
smart,
out a
but
bit. She
gets
might
fed.
find it. Back. There you go. It's like answered and delivered. Lynn on the operator. Big
That's
morale
the Lynn.
boost.
That is the Lynn we want to see. She was struggling earlier. She was top ranking her team, but she was 11-11. That's not always the Lynn that we know and love to see pop off in some of these. But now back on the operator on Ascent. Honestly, such a great map for opping. And if she keeps this up, and if the rest of her teammates keep up their performance too, this is definitely a possibility for them. And I mean, they obviously picked Ascent for a reason. They're ready for this, and they should be.
This is a little bit interesting. Lynn opted to play on B side, expecting them to maybe switch it up, but looks like the rest of Ethereal still want to try and make a play for A. Kai may be expecting that was Eggdog's play. But the quick rotation from the rest of the team, now they've already positioned themselves on site. Oh no, Honda Bay had to reload mid-shot. Junifor finishes her out. And now they're gonna have to try and push through this site to 3. Ellie on the flank manages to find Flowerful. And that spike's still not down.
4 versus 3 in the retake, and Rush actually makes it a 2 versus 3. They have a chance, but Lynn's running in with the Blade Storm, runs out of ammo, but they can just stick this. Eggnog
Rush
actually
with
died
the
for
triple,
it.
still alive.
All right.
There you go.
That was looking a little scary there. Rush was like, after she got that 3rd kill, I was like, there's no way. So good to see that they're not going to let that slip by them. Honestly, I feel like a lot of times when you start to build this momentum, sometimes when the attackers just change pace, they just run it down and they have nothing to lose. That's when it gets the scariest. And that's when we get the closest to losing it out. Because I think that a lot of the times when you can, like, that feeling you get, when you go into half with a huge advantage and you just feel it slipping away and you start to think, we could lose this. That's when that kind of desperation comes out and those crazy rounds can happen. So we're going to have to see if we see that from Ethereal, though.
It looks like they're reading this B play as well right now from Eggnogs, as Lynn watches the turret get destroyed, opens it up, takes out Emily from Ethereal, and she falls back again, repositioning herself. And Ethereal, they're gonna have to slow it down right now, trying to figure out, okay, where do we go?
Yeah. The way Lynn positions herself is really great. It's not a lot of Jets just kind of all aim, no brain it, and just like peek every angle. But I feel like she falls back at the right times and gets the right picks. Flowerful in with one of her own though, and her teammate actually gets one as well onto Lynn. This is even to a 3v3. This round started off with 2 opening picks, and now it's evenly matched. Minutes on the clock, and they have every opportunity to pull this through. They just need to pump the brakes, wait for EDN to hopefully make a mistake.
Yeah, Flowerful does have that Empress if she wants to use it to her advantage, but not sure what went on there, but Clefairy caught her off guard and manages to take that out.
30 seconds left.
From the shadows used, attempting to take it onto B site and trying to plant Honda Bay, it tries to even it back out again. Slows down any push from Ellie, Twitches, and that spike is now down.
Killjoy is smoked off, and she's gonna actually go on the big flank here. If they just push quickly and pressure this Omen, they could win this. But look at Killjoy; she's getting so close on the flank, and now they know that she has to have flanked in some way, shape, or form. She's in good position. She gets 1 minute, get 4 kills from here, and that's 11. They had 2 picks. They had everything they need, but that was just impeccable performance from Honda Bay to pull it back for Ethereal. Duh. Glad someone agreed with my point.
Yeah. It almost was like there was some hesitation after From the Shadows was used, as if not really expecting a commitment for a plant onto B site. And then when it happened, the rotation was like a little bit slow, and they did not want to give those 1v1s, so they had to come in together and commit together. But Pondabay just managed to position herself so that she could find them on the flank, and it really worked out. Lockdown is now used, trying to see if they can open up B site in the meantime. And Ellie forced to fall back with the rest of her team. But Juna gets detained with her run it back. Does detain herself as well. That's good to know.
Spike planted.
Rush still has some
dropping. Spike goes
in
down.
main.
Yeah. And now lockdown of her own is used. Lynn does pick up Rush in the meantime. And Zozie and Emily make that Emily left to her lonesome, trying to see if she can hold on to the spike and not get detained. But that's not happening. She gets detained and finds Juniper. Defuse is gonna go in favor of Eggdog's Eggnog.
Yeah, that was just good patience from Eggnogs. They knew that they could just play retake there. Because I think B side, if you just push in together and you just pressure, there's only so many spots attackers can be in. And if you bunch them up, because the second they killed Rush, I think they had that round. Because she was the only unknown quantity. She was the one who had both that Sova ultimate to delay and also was in a position to get picks. But once she died, they could just completely converge on the site players and take them out. We saw that those players offsite are so deadly in the round where the Killjoy managed to clutch it out, where Pondabay got the 4K and pulled the 11th. That was, again, just good positioning and flanking from someone off-site. Lynn's up and over the top with her ultimate, but she's not going to net anything just yet. And she still has money for this operator, which is definitely important for them.
Yeah. I love that positioning that Ethereal did. They played themselves like forward, that on her double jump, she just did not see anybody and could not connect with it. But it looks like Emily's also on her own, using her Blade Storm, if I'm seeing this correctly. So, Battle of the Blades. Just trying to see if they can connect. So far, everyone's going to play it slow.
5 versus 5, and they're just going to try and recover some ult orbs. Both these Killjoys are kind of far from their ultimates, and building those up can be very helpful in rounds. We saw that Killjoy ultimate was one of the main factors that won him the last one. Good start for the defense. Ellie takes one, but Zozie on the Sheriff helps out her Jet and drops Ellie right back. 4 versus 4. And the attackers are still just playing this slow, waiting for a mistake to be made, waiting for an opportunity. But Eggnog is not giving anything over just yet.
I find it so interesting how they played this too. They've left B site open and have put most of Killjoy's utilities onto middle, which is still active while she's playing on grass. 13 seconds left on the clock, and Ethereal needs to make a commitment here to get that spike down. But Juniper tries to slow it down, finds one more, Ignat Han does another. 3 seconds left. They don't have time, and they're just gonna play it safe.
Yeah, good round for the defense there, and again, time was just the enemy. But this was a save, and there's weapons are covered, and three of the defenders are dead. So that's not totally a bad round for them. If they just pulled that pace a little bit quicker, I definitely could have seen a world where they won that one. But if you're an Eggnog fan, that's great. Now there's only a 3-round gap between these teams, and with Eggnog looking so good on this defensive half in the last 8 rounds, or in the last 7 rounds rather, they've only dropped 1.
I'm sure they're seeking to keep that momentum going. They do still have the operator onto Lynn, who's now going to try to see if she can spot somebody at middle. She might. Oh, that smoke timing in the meantime. I don't think she realizes that Emily has pushed herself up onto short. So she has to be a little careful there, sitting in that Omen smoke. And the rest of the Ethereals are just converging onto mid-grass, trying to get a pick.
So many moments there where the player can just see someone through the wall and you just want to yell, just shoot, just shoot. But they can't see it. Ellie does take Killjoy off with the little Killjoy and Killjoy action to start it. And that's another opening pick for the defense. They've been very strong to convert these. But that doesn't count anyone yet.
From Juna, though, finds Zozie and the spike, and now Ethereal are a little worried. How do they recover it? She is going to let them have it seems. She falls back as Rush manages to get Clefairy out onto trees, and Spike is recovered, and at least that's information for them that they know with 30 seconds left. They're going to have to commit to A.
Look at Juna. She's still main, and the Spike isn't in a position where she can shut it down, but she has these attackers boxed in. It's 4 versus 3 to retake, and Juna's positioning nets her one onto Flowerful. The showstopper's up for Ellie. She looks the wrong way. What? I don't know what just happened there, but she trades it through 1 versus 2, and Lynn finishes. What? Did she not see the defender hell? Did she think it was a teammate? I'm so confused.
All I could say is what? But
yeah,
it works out. That is another round diffuse for Eggnogs. Oh my goodness, I'm still in shock.
Yeah, there's so many just random weird things happening this game. We had like that one, and then earlier, what was it? Like the Ghost Killjoy voice line. The Ghost
Killjoy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's going well for Eggdog.
High stakes, high pressure. Sometimes things just happen.
You know,
like I can't even imagine it being the one playing. I'm already just so intense, just watching and trying to cast it. But it does happen, and now we're seeing Lynn trying to see if she can spot anybody in B halls. But Ethereal playing it very passive way in the back, as they're going to allow the drone to scout things out for them in the meantime.
This is probably the most important round that this game has had thus far. If Eggnog wins this, they break Ethereal's bank and they will tie it up 11-11. But if Ethereal wins it, Eggnog, they'll still have money in the next, but then it's match point and they need 3 in a row. They won't have as many ultimates. They won't have as much potential. So they absolutely need this round. If you're either team, if you're Eggnogs and you want to stay alive in this, or if you're Ethereal and you want to finish this in 2-0 fashion.
Yeah. High pressure, high stakes, and at this point, everybody's kind of just playing patient. We are seeing the clock slowly ticking away. 37 seconds left. And
Killjoy Lockdown is available though for the attack, and so is Rush's solo ultimate. They are going to elect to go towards A, but there's already 3 defenders here.
I'm a little surprised Lynn still has opted not to fully rotate, but at this point, we have Ethereal now on site, trying to see if they can get that spike down. Run it back is used, but it not Han. Double kill immediately as that spike goes down, and Ethereal are gonna try to have to defend this spike with 2 players. Make that 1.
Flowerful in the clutch. She is able to recover a weapon and get more ammo here. They tap the spike.
Not enough.
And they finish it out. This is gonna be the round. This looks so likely now for Eggnog to pull this back with double digits. They're 1 away from closing this, and it's probably going to have to be an eco for Ethereal. And yeah, you see it in chat. It not Han just yelling, "Let's go!" Oh.
I mean, that's a morale. They are forcing. It does not look like they're opting to do any eco here. They want. I mean, I'm sure this is still up for debate. We could see rifles sold, rifles or SMGs like traded out, but we are seeing 2 rifles. Oh, there it is. As I say,
Get out of my way.
They're gonna say soft buy, light buy, and see what they can do. I think they're gonna have to play aggressive, which is what they're doing right now. They are pushing through with the Lear, with the drone, with the Blade Storm as well, but Ellie knocks 2 down, and now they are sitting with 2 bodies against 4 for Ethereal. And now they're gonna have to rotate. The rest of Eggnogs reading this, they've already made their way back onto a site. Oh, that was spotted. She saw the back of that. Clips the Sova as well, but Zozy finds Juno for atop with that Sheriff. And Spike will finally go down. Clefairy spots the Omen. Zozy, before getting that smoke down, Ellie finishes out the round with a triple kill. And they're gonna get that defuse. It is now a tie game? What? is going on?
Such a close match for either team, and now with just okay, to put this in context again, this was a 10-2 scoreline at the half. Ethereal had 5 rounds for every single round that Eggnog could pull, and they've managed to pull this back. They've only lost a single round in this defensive half, and now they've postured themselves only 1 away from winning it and from taking us to Haven. And that is exactly what I want to see here. I want to see these teams have to close it out and close it out in such close fashion, because they have both been fantastic throughout this series.
Absolutely. The nerves that must be going through each player right now, I can't even imagine and wrap my brain around it, but they're all very, very good players and very competitive. So it just kind of comes down to big brain plays. Let's go. And playing patiently, respecting your opponents. And
look at Lynn. Look at Lynn.
Oh my goodness.
She's in such a good position here. Oh, the trigger discipline. She's just waiting.
That's kind of scary.
She doesn't even have to take the shot here. She just has to wait.
No.
This tells her that it's a default play. She knows it's not that. She's waiting, takes the shot, and that is a great opener for them. 4 versus 5 now. And there's already only 50 seconds on the clock.
Oh, that flick. Clefairy manages to take Flowerful out in the meantime, but Emily finds a kill for her own. But 30 seconds left, and Ethereal with 3 players to their name takes B site. They need to get that spike down and put Eggdogs on the clock.
Rush has her Hunter's Fury, and she's struggled using that ult to good effect thus far this series. If there's ever a time, now is the time. Eggnogs, they need this one. 4 versus 3, and it's a B-site retake task to them. Lane is on the operator trying to peek through, and Emily actually gets the opening pick. It's a 3 versus 3, but now Omen's knocked down low behind the box. Very little HP, but she's so
finds Sozy in the meantime. It's not Han.
Oh no, she's not looking.
She doesn't know.
Oh my god.
In the back, Emily. 4K. Ethereal.
I don't even know what just happened. That was such a close round, and she just looked the wrong way at the very last second. Eggnog, they've come so far on this comeback. They've won 10 rounds in this half with only dropping 1. Or I'm sorry, they've won 9 rounds in this half, and now they've only dropped 2, but they need to pull this to overtime. They have the weaponry, and so does Ethereal. And this could be it. This could be all she wrote for Eggnog. They have to win this, and then they have to take us to overtime if they want an opportunity. 2 pushing up towards B halls.
Oh, that drone does spot a lot of people there, and they're gonna fall back a little bit while Flowerful waits to see if anybody pushes. But noises are also being made on the opposite side of the map. In the meantime, Lynn with that little battle, but it's not Han. Will she spot Flowerful? She does, and that's the opening kill. Huge for them, taking her out.
Last
and
time,
the rest
though,
of Ethereal.
Eggnog had the opener last time. Lynn got a great shot, but they still lost it out. Ethereal, they're so resilient, and they're gonna have to do it again. Rush still has that Hunter's Fury, but Clefairy also has her lockdown. The retake potential is strong for Eggnog. Just 4 kills away from taking this to overtime and taking this to having a possibility to stay in the series.
Yeah, that spike is taking that scenic route from their spawn all the way onto B now. With Ellie in a battle for her on her own. It's just kind of all about Eggnogs trying to slow this down and keep the timer on pressure for Ethereal to try and get that spike down. It's 17 seconds on the clock, and Ethereal still can't figure out what site they want to commit to as they made their way back onto A.
10 seconds left.
Oh, but that's a sandwich from Emily on the flank, manages to finally take out Lynn, and that spike goes down with barely a second to their name. And it's almost like a repeat of last round. 3v2 on the retake.
Get out of my way.
showstopper available for Ellie, and Bladestorm up for the Jet as well. She's in hell. She gets one traded out. It's a 1v1 for her life. Junifor versus Rush, and Rush wins it. It was not a close comeback, but 13-11 Ethereal by just a hair. They pull it back and they 2-0 Eggdog, and move on to the grand finals.
Yes.
Wow.
That was intense game. So close for a comeback. Overtime potential for Eggnogs. But in the end, Ethereal played patient and takes it out 2-0. That was whew.
Yeah, I'm like still like shaking from that, and I wasn't even playing, just feeling the tension in that game and feeling how close it was for either player, for either team. And honestly, well played for them to both, because that was quite a show that they put on, even if it was just the 2 maps. And now, what this guarantees Ethereal a spot, and it's gonna have to be either Unbind Crouch or Team Uwu Nian Nian FTC to pull it into the grand finals with them.
Exactly, and players are competing for $350 for first place, and was it $10 gift card for each player for second place?
Yeah.
So, that's pretty good, especially with the new act coming through. But before we head on over, we have, let me see here, we do still have a couple of giveaways still going through the second semifinal, and we will be announcing the winner before the finals start. So if you're not in it, you should go ahead and give it a try. Exclamation point giveaway in chat. And be sure, if you're not already doing it, follow us on our social media. Exclamation point socials. We have Twitter, Instagram. I believe we have a TikTok. I'm not sure if it's on there.
Do we? I didn't even know. I gotta check that out.
I'm pretty sure we do. My little boomer self is kind of learning how to get into it, but I'm pretty sure we do. We also have a YouTube channel. If you missed any of the matches from yesterday or from our EU tournament, check out our YouTube channel. We've been uploading VODs over there as well. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I missed, but otherwise we will take a short break and we will be back for semifinals 2, which is Unbind Crouch versus Team
Uwu Nian
Nian FTC.
Can't forget the FTC. Yeah, and I think with that also, I'm going to be taking a break for this one. It's Sajudeen and Wolf into our second semifinal. I'll be back for the grand finals, though. So thanks so much for watching, and the Galorants Yuletide Brawl will be back in about 10 minutes.